I would never go see an IP horror movie with the expectation that a sequel is better or even as good as the previous films. But tell me why I actually loved Final Destination Bloodlines and why I would watch it again. I'm Real Slim Katie 25. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start out with being honest. I have not seen every Final Destination movie. I think through kill count, I've seen most of the deaths, and I recently just rewatched the first movie before going to see Final Destination Bloodlines. And I'm going to be real with you. The first movie is slow. It is slow. And I don't think the kills and the payoff is good enough for the build-up. And me not being a huge fan of the franchise, I did not think I was going to be the prime audience to like this movie. But I'll be the first to say you do not need to have seen or even enjoyed the previous movies to like this one. It, in a way, treats itself as like a requel because, again, the characters are discovering all for the first time. Same premise, new scenarios. And I'll be damned if the first 20 minutes of this movie wasn't the most fun I've had in a movie theater in months. So even starting with the first premonition, I love the way the movie built suspense as they're going up the elevator. You think the entire first sequence that the next second, that's when everything's gonna drop. That's when the shit's gonna hit the fan. And it just keeps growing. So you think they're never gonna make it up the elevator. They go up to the rooftop. The kid was so fucking annoying. I immediately, like in my notes, I was like, I hope he dies so well. Biggest qualm with this, very cheesy. And, you know, when he asks her to marry, and she goes, spend my life with us? And then reveals the pregnancy. I was like, come on, baby, come on. And then as all the bricks start to drop, not literal bricks, but like the Jenga balls. What the fuck is a Jenga ball? Jenga robs? Logs? Nope. What are the tiny pieces called? Jenga blocks? Blocks. Yep, it's blocks. And what I think I'm thinking of is a Rube Goldberg machine. But like you see the glass start to crack. The thing catches fire. Like at this point, honestly, great effects, great song choice. This whole sequence was amazing. I swear to God, when the penny flips up mid-air to just land on the edge of the piano and everybody, like, I pissed myself. It was so funny. And there were so many like rotating shots in this entire sequence. And then you think maybe she gets the kid, and then her ring gets caught and she gets degloved. And obviously the best is when the penny returns to the fountain. Like, mwah, chef's kiss. And this honestly had me locked in. Like, I was like, I don't give a shit about the rest of the movie. This is worth it. And the rest of the movie was good. In terms of the rest of the movie, I thought Stephanie was a fairly likable protagonist. Aside from the fact that she was kind of shitty to her brother. But, like, we all have shit, I guess. And the entire, like, intro, the, like, rising action of this movie, my only problem was they kept all calling the grandmother Iris. Or, like, Grandma Iris. And even the father was calling her Iris. And I know they're estranged, but it's weird he didn't call her mom. I understand they're trying to make sure the audience, like, understands that, yes, this is the woman from the premonition at the beginning. But it did take me out a little bit. I'm like, who the fuck calls their parent by their first name? Absolutely wacky that Iris dies literally as soon as she steps out of the cabin. That's pretty fucked. But it was a good death. It was a good death. And obviously, she got to give us all the information and context we needed to get through the rest of the movie. And the movie just kind of descends into madness from here. One of the great through lines from this franchise, and what is really highlighted in this movie, is them putting all these Easter eggs in and just saying, oh, could it be this? Could it be this shard of glass in this little drinkity drink? Could it be the hoe and rake under the trampoline? And like, it gets you on edge because you think, oh, I think it could be this. I think it could be this. And it's just fun. This is the kind of summer horror movie where you can just kind of turn your brain off and be like, this is going to be fun to watch unfold. Plus, I thought the lawnmower death was awesome. There's some great BTS video of how they achieved that shot, and like also how they achieved some of the later deaths, which were really, really cool. I definitely recommend going to check that out if you haven't already. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be so honest. Can we get to the part of the movie that was really important to me? And I'm talking about this motherfucker. This motherfucker right here. Who let such a fine man into this franchise? How am I supposed to watch these deaths when you got this fine motherfucker on screen? The whole time where he, like, also hilarious, he's trying to give himself a tattoo in memoriam of his dad. That's crazy behavior, first of all. Also, fuck, the fact that he gets caught on his piercings roped around a fan, and it's basically like being hung to death, and his whole tattoo of Farley's written on fire. Like, what? And then they psych us out that he's alive. That was crazy. And then he just dies, not because he has to, but because he's fucking stupid. The whole scene with the MRI was brilliant. Was it terrifying seeing the piercings get ripped out? Yes, it was. Was it terrifying to think that some people have a dick piercing? Yes, it was. And when that mofo got bent backwards, that was literally crazy. That was literally crazy. But perhaps the best was the spring from the vending machine being what actually got Bobby in the end. Holy shit. Also, what a bad plan that was. They're going to kill him and then bring him back to life. Like, that was so stupid. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that was dumb and stupid, but absolutely whatever. I did think this final sequence where they go back out to the cabin, they try to give this nice redemption moment to the mom, like, was honestly kind of anticlimactic to me. It sucks that she died, but I honestly didn't really care about her at all as a character. So the only thing I was really invested in was the brother-sister relationship. Those were the only characters in the movie that I actually cared about. Obviously, I cared about Eric, but that was more from a personal standpoint, if you know what I'm saying. I just wanted him to be on screen more. Also, the actor who plays Charlie, Teo Briones, I had no idea is the sibling to Issa Briones from The Pit, and also from Broadway, and her father, John. They're a Nepo family. I had no idea. And Teo was awesome in this movie. Really held his own. Was a very realistic relationship, and I like them a lot. Shout out. But again, I think they were so dumb. Like, why did they think she had died? Like, I understand that she was unresponsive, but, like, they didn't check for a pulse? They didn't get aftercare? They didn't, like, see anybody about that? They didn't want to go to urgent care after she was revived, at least from being unconscious. Like, the fact that she literally didn't even question it, they're dumb, and their final deaths actually were pretty epic. Like, that was a great way to end the movie. I didn't know that I wanted it to end like that, but when it did, I was like, oh man, I'm super stoked about this. It was a great callback to a memorable scene. And I feel like if you haven't even seen any of the Final Destination movies, at least you know about the logs in the truck, you know about the roller coaster, you're familiar with the plane crash. Like, I feel like those are things that are kind of like iconic scenes. So what a great way to cap out Bloodlines. I'm gonna be honest, it's exactly the movie I wanted to see that night. Exactly the movie. Perfect rum slush movie, if you've heard me talk about that before, and just a great summer horror movie. Honestly, would super recommend. Like, it's not a think piece, it's not super deep, it is just bloody and delightful. Anyways, what did you guys think? What was your favorite kill of the movie? Mine probably has to be that kid on the spike, just because I hated that guy. Or was it her on the spike and the kid? I don't know. I liked when the kid died. The annoying fucker with a penny. You know what I mean. But who was your favorite kill in the movie? Let me know in the comments down below. Nothing makes me happier than hearing what you guys have to say. Also, if you like this video, please feel free to check out our content. We have lots of awesome videos. Me and my best friend Louie make stuff like this all the time. So please give us a subscription, give us a like. It means the world to small channels like us. Anyways, I'm going to go not be near a big truck or train with lumber in it. Okay, bye!